The topic for today is about Abraham. A real quick on what's going on in the sky, and I just noticed that. That's going to be March 13th. And this is really cool. March 13th at 4:21 p.m. So at 4:21 p.m., March the 13th, the sun, you can see over here, is what I'm pointing right here. The sun aligns with Neptune, and it's going to be at the rising in the ascendant. But what this means is Neptune, who is the deliverer of high energies, I'm not sure if I showed you guys before, where the guy that got hit by lightning bolts 7 times had this with another, was with Ceres, and that was in his chart. So it's definitely a deliverer of energy, static electricity, make you feel something, or make you feel really energetic in a good way, right? It's all about cleanses. I'm going to be aligned with the sun, and in Aquarius. And Aquarius is Neptune's home. And that's where we're heading into next year, the age of Aquarius, right? John the Baptist, baptismal waters. So for those who need a cleanse still that aren't good, and this is in their chart, they could really feel this. And for those that are good, it's just further enlightenment. And if we don't get squirrel, we can write them down, right? If you notice anything specific on March the 13th, it'd be interesting to know. And this is 4:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's the most that's happening for the next week before we meet again, is that alignment of Neptune with you, the sun, at the Phoenix rising. So we're going to talk today about the mist interpretation. There's definitely a pun there with the mist. So Abrahamic is a word that denotes any or all religions that revere Abraham, the biblical patriarch. The word Abrahamic means all of the religions that look up to Abraham. Now let's find out what that word Abraham means. Abraham, originally Abram, is the common patriarch of the Abrahamic religions. We just heard that. Well, Abraham is really the word makeup of the A and Brahman, because Brahman is a member of the highest or priestly class among the Hindus, but that's because the Hindus called it Brahman, Christ consciousness, enlightened. When you're an enlightened being and you get through this revelation and things get revealed to you, and you start doing all the things that are good and loving, and you understand all these things, all the laws that you're learning from Tammy, and the more and more we get enlightened with these things, both in physics and metaphysics, you reach a state of called Brahman. Also Brahma, the impersonal supreme being, the primal source and ultimate goal of all beings, with which Atman, when enlightened, knows itself to be identical. So in other words, you're one with your spiritual self, right? That's a state of mind. That's what Brahman means. So a-brahman. So what does it mean, a-brahman? Well, that goes to show you that how they misinterpret, because Abraham is really a-brahman. For example, what did they use with the A for? A in front of anything usually meant not. Like gnosis means all-knowing. Agnosis means lack of, denying or shunning of knowledge, defective knowledge. In a dry, humorous way, Ken Wheeler spoke about that the Hindus, when they say the word Abraham, Abrahamic, they're really saying that they're not knowledgeable. Not fault to those, it's just a misinterpretation, but they know that the word Brahman means something good, but somehow they must have thought it was a guy named Abraham. But no. What they really meant was that when they say God picked them, God, this person, Abraham was like freaking enlightened. Yeah, because that's what we're all trying to achieve here. We're trying to achieve Brahman. We're trying to achieve Christ consciousness and knowing. We're trying to be gnosis. In the Bible, in the book of Genesis 12:1. So God chooses Abraham. The Lord has said to Abram. Now look at in this version, it's just Abram. So there you get the part of the Brahman. So the Bra and a man, Brahman. Go from your country, your people, and your father's family. Go to the land and I will show you. So in other words, get to that state of mind. Don't worry about your country. Don't worry about your people. Don't worry about your family. The reason is because you are getting to be enlightened. Watch the next two statements that align with that. I will make you into a great nation. And the word of nation there obviously doesn't mean the nation that we know. And I will bless you. I will make your name great. You will be a blessing to others. This is what we keep telling everybody. Don't worry about it. They're going to see that everything that we're doing and we're learning and that it's truth. And all these people that are sharing truths are going to be known. And they're going to be role models. It's not a competition. It's something that we're all going towards in the age of Aquarius, is to be Brahman, not a-brahman. I will bless those who bless you. I will put a curse on anyone who puts a curse on you. All nations on earth will be blessed because of you. All will be cleansed. So be loving. So they're going to, what that means, basically, the last one there is, don't worry, they're all going to become Christ conscious. They will all have revelation. Everything will be revealed to them. So that's what Abraham really means. It's a state of consciousness. It's Brahman, Christ consciousness. If you read the Bible, you're going to be able to know more and more what they meant. Sure, God says, yeah, be like this. But it's your higher self that's telling you to be that way. It's the one love that tells you to be like this. It's Mama calling you home, telling you to be like this. So we're going to move on to Da-Vinci. Now, Lex, like you, I've only seen this portion here of this drawing that he did, not the rest of the room. When you look very closely at where he's pointing, you can see I drew this triangle. And when you look at the number of pixels it is, it's a golden triangle. The golden triangle is 1, 1, and 1.618, which is phi, the golden ratio. This is the ratio of perfection, of beauty. We'll show you more in a minute. But there's much more to this. This gives the secret to why there's those two positions there, and why is there a circle and why is there a square. Before I go there, I'm going to pull in a star. And what you're going to see here, when you put three golden triangles together, you can see a red one, you can see a green one, which is covered up, right? Green, and a blue one. There's your famous 3, 6, 9. There's 3 sides, 6 sides, 9 sides. And the way they become manifest. The way they become manifest is very interesting, and we're going to get into that. This is something that kids need to learn. It's so simple. This is the triangle that they need to know. This shows you what the Russian dolls is. So the golden triangle is made up of 1 and 1, and that's the 0, 1, 1, right? That's the 1 and the 1, the two unity, the yin and the yang, that are always 1. This 1.618, so 1, 1, and 1.618, we're looking at the red triangle right now, okay? This is taught by Ken Wheeler, very simple. So phi is 1.618. Well, when you take this and you fold it in and you make a new one, okay? This divides a line, this portion from
Splice.
yeah. Hope you guys are able to follow. Because this is something that is important, not for you to understand, but for your grandkids and your kids, all right? Your siblings. So this section right here to the left, that is 1. When you separate this line, it's called Plato's divided line. And this part is in a ratio of 1.618. 1, 1.618, it's all ratios. So this 1.618, if you divide it into 1 and 1.618, then you'll get this triangle, okay? Which is another exact triangle. So as you can see, this blue section really represents 1.618. So that 1.618 is really the 1. So 1 to 1.618. They're talking ratios. The way we use math is for accounting, for making money. You have to forget that. It's all about ratios. Ratios are simple. So, and then if you keep folding it, here's another one coming in there, and you keep, so this whole thing will fold in on itself. That's your Russian dolls. We get bigger, we get smaller, but everything's trying to lean towards perfection, ratio, beauty. So Leonardo da Vinci was very much aware in his picture of that. So that's where the fraying as 1 is to phi, as phi is to 1. You're taking the yin and the yang and how it manifests out. This is how manifestation works. And you'll see that in another example. And everything in life works this way, from every plant to every creature to your being. So everything wants to fall into this proportion. So I'm just bringing this in to show you that if you start looking at his other lines, okay, if you look at the lines in the floor and where they go to meet him, then you can see that you get the star pattern. Okay, that's all right, but let's look at this step here. He's on the lower step, and that's the front man, and the rear man is on the circle. So if you picture a man behind this man that has his arms out to the circle, the man in front, the one you can see, is the one in the box. That's us in 3D and manifest. That's why this one here is standing inside the circle. The circle, the sphere meaning spirit. So he's showing you both spirit and he's showing you physical. That's the 1 and the 1 in the golden ratio triangle. So he has all this there. This is all in his drawing. He's showing you that he knows. He's showing you that he was Brahman, Christ consciousness. When you look at, I don't show it here, but I think I did in one of the other meetings, the Last Supper is the zodiac. You can see the one next to the sun in the middle is a female. That's Virgo, that sits on the zodiac. Leonardo da Vinci knows physics and metaphysics, guaranteed. So let's talk about how do you get to the ratio of phi? How do things grow in life? Well, very simply, you can see if you take 1 and 1, it becomes 2. If you take 1 and 2, that equals 3. 2 and 3, it equals 5. 3, 5. So if you always take the two numbers in this sequence and divide them out, they approach phi. So you can see right here, 6.610 divided by 377. Here's a paper tape from my calculator. 610 divided by 377, 1.618. So whenever you take the golden 0, 1, and 1, I should have put the 0 in there first, of course. 0. 0 is the all, the yin, the yang, the spiritual, the physical. All right, spiritual, physical. So 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. You get it? The kids need to learn how to count the way Mother Nature does. Because what happens now is you take that 1, 1, and then it comes out as a 2. And 1 plus 2 is 3. You make a box. 2 plus 3 is 5. You make a box. 3 plus 5 is 8. You make another box. And you keep going. And then you get this beautiful spiral. As you can see, this nautilus shell, I can show you can go look this up. There's millions of pictures that are showing you how everything becomes manifest in nature. If you want to know all physics, where all sciences come together, you just need to learn this. And it all rolls into this. This is the premise. All kids, I'm going to say it over and over again, all kids, all grandkids need to learn how to count this way. Now I'm going to show you, they don't have to count that high up though, all right? They don't have to count that high up. They can go, just so they see this beautiful, the spiral comes out after adding up to 13. The spiral comes out after adding up to 8. You don't have to get them to count past 10. 9 is even good enough. So I need a volunteer, somebody who knows how to add two numbers together, and both numbers will be nothing greater than 0 to 9. So the most you have to know how is 9 plus 9. I need a volunteer.
Tammy.
Tammy's going to do it?
Yep.
Okay, thanks, Tammy. All right, so here's what this exercise is in our book, page 43 right now, till we add some more text to it. And this is something you need to teach the kids. Everything is in this circle I'm going to show you. This is the stuff that Leonardo da Vinci knew. I never seen any of this in his paintings, but he understands it, all right? And many of the greats did. So what we're going to do is just keep adding these two numbers, but only keep the last number. So for example, 0 plus 1 is 1, right? There it is, 1 plus 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, so on and so forth. So tell me, what's 1 plus 1?
2.
All right. Okay, so now, and I want you to, so now you're going to add these two, so keep adding the last two. 1 plus 2 is?
3.
Okay. So 2 plus 3 has already filled this in. I pre-filled these in because I want to show you something special. Okay, so 2 plus 3 is 5, right? So can you go a little quicker now? Do you know what the next one is?
You want to know something? I'm like, my brain is frozen.
That's okay. 3 plus 5.
Oh, 8. Yeah.
Right. So all you got to do is add the last two numbers. Forget about all the rest.
So 13.
Okay, but drop the 10. I only want the last number.
So 3.
Yep. Keep going.
1.
8 plus 3 is 11. 1. So say the math so people can hear you.
Okay.
Yep.
4, 3. So that's 4. 4 and 1 is 5.
Already there, right? Yeah.
9. 14. So 4. 13. So 3. 7.
Yeah.
And 0.
0's already there. Okay. Keep going.
Yep. So 7 and 7 and 4.
Yep. 14 is 4.
1 and 5. So 6, 1, 7, 8, 5.
Look at those 5s ending up already there. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So then you've got 3, 8, 1, 9, 0.
Yep.
9.
Yep.
9.
Yep.
8. 7.
Yeah, so 9 plus 8 is 17.
5.
7. 5, yep.
12. 2. 7.
Yeah, everybody seeing what she's doing, right? She's just adding the two numbers.
9.
Not taking the 10s column, only the 1s column. 9.
9. Yep. 6. 5.
Okay.
1. 6. 7.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
0.
Oh, there's a 0 there.
North and south 0. Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
3, 3, 6, 9,
Yeah.
5,
Yeah.
4,
Yeah. 14. You leaves 4. Yeah.
9,
Yeah.
3,
Mm-hmm.
2, and 5. 7, 12, or 2, 9, 1, and 0.
Okay, keep going. What's 1 plus 0?
And then 1,
Yeah. And what's 0 plus 1?
1 and 1 and 1.
And then it
And
keeps
2,
repeating, right?
and 3.
And then
Well, and it's so random though, like it's wild.
It's not random.
I mean, it does repeat somewhere.
It repeats every 60.
Ah.
Why did we pick 60 around the clock? Anybody know why? This is why. No other reason why. Nobody knows why they picked 60 seconds in a minute. This is why.
Oh.
You're using the golden ratio sequence to get. Now, let's look at some. If you start looking through here, let's see some marvelous, beautiful things. Let's bring in the swastika. Okay, and I got to reset.
Interesting.
Bear with me for a second. Let's bring in the swastika. What do we see at the left-hand side here? Tammy? 1, 0, 1, 1.
Oh, 3.
No, don't add anymore. Just look
Oh,
at the
okay.
numbers.
Well,
Although I'm going to
okay,
add them
1.
later. I'm going to add them later, see if it makes sense.
Okay,
I'm not
1,
dismissing it.
1, 1, and 1.
Yeah,
Okay,
1,
1,
0,
1,
1,
and 1
1,
there.
0, 1, 0, 1, 1. At the alpha, at the Aries, at the arise, at the Phoenix rising is the 1. Okay, now we're going to come up to the top. What do we have there? 7077.
7077.
At the top, this is the south.
Dang.
This is the as above. This is the sun. The 7 colors of the rainbow. Get it? This is not fluke. This is not
It's
coincidence.
in the sky. It's in the top there.
It's as above is the 7s. 7s is love, but at the same time is 7 colors of the rainbow. It's attracting us, that rainbow, showing us where love is. Let's come over to the right. What do we got over here?
9, 9, and 9.
9099 at the omega, at the sunset position before we go into the underworld. And let's go down to the bottom. What do we have here?
And we
303.
have 333 in the underworld.
Right. The Trinity. Now, if you noticed, where are the zeros?
Oh, right at the main north, south, east, and west.
On the cross.
On the cross.
This is why you die on the cross.
On the cross.
If you, right, now, if you look where the 5s are at, every 5th one, there's a 5 or the zeros on the cross, okay? 5 plus 5 is 10. 0, 5, 5.
It's like they
0,
actually
5.
straddles in between. The 5 straddles both, all 4 sections at the same place.
This is where the 12 zodiac signs come from.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. That's beautiful.
There is no 13 signs on the zodiac. When people tell you there's 13, here is your proof. That is an absolute, people who aren't doing astrology correctly did not know about the Phoenix rising that we're upon. This is also the circle of 5ths in music. If you notice, if you take any 2 numbers across from each other, they'll add to 10. And the 1 and the 0 are the glyph together is phi. There's a whole lot more in here, okay? The biggest one that sticks to mind right now is the 369 that I told you about. The 369, the color of numbers is in here too, I won't get into it, but the 369, Tesla's secret, is on the 18th degree. That is the river of heaven. That is the Milky Way. That is the degree that the Great Pyramids are on an angle. So all these greats were trying to tell us something without spelling it out, because they had to get past the ignorant, because they would have destroyed his paintings because they thought he was a nut bar. So he had to hide it. He wasn't hiding it intentionally. It's because people were just right. It wasn't time yet. So he made it time immemorial. This is what you need to teach your kids. There's a reason also that I just noticed the last couple of weeks that these first 5 add to 12. That has to do with harmonics. I won't get into that at the moment. So as Phoenix Rising says here, as Mama says, this is the way Mother Nature counts. All healing, all things to do with vibrations that we're studying to see, to get the proof on which plant heals, which cleanse vibration. It's all in here, folks. There's so much beauty in here that I can keep going and going. Any questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
So at some point I understood that apparently the swastika symbol was, so it goes up. So I'm looking at the going up to where the sevens are, and it goes to the right. But I also heard that there was a native symbol that goes up and then goes to the left. So the rotation of the so it was like a mirror image of the swastika is actually like a I don't know if anybody else has heard of this, but it's a sacred symbol from like native teachings. So it looks like the swastika, but the swastika was opposite of it, if that makes sense.
Right. So
Does anybody know about that?
yes, no, I understand. I've seen all the different symbols and emblems for the swastika. This
Okay.
is the real one.
Okay.
This is they were sharing that. Okay, so how would you be able to know somebody walking down the street right now if they were Brahman, if they were Christ conscious? You're going to wear a neck, a circle, a chain with a cross on it. They used to put the swastika on their head, so people, when they saw each other, they would know that they had gnosis. So people are using different ways so you can know each other in the street. It's not a secret. It's just saying, hey, I'm in the know. Want to gab?
Yeah.
Now it's going to be law of attraction is going to pull us together quickly. But back then they just needed to have a way to communicate. This is the swastika.
So how does something like that turn into such a dark image or perceived as?
Why did they think Leonardo da Vinci was a quack? Because he was sharing knowledge that nobody could grasp.
Okay.
So it became dark because when you hear people talk nonsense, when they're talking true metaphysics, you become a nut bar. You just said, they say Leonardo da Vinci, yeah, sure, that after voice after voice after voice saying the same story, it gets to be dark. It gets to be, oh, he's a nut bar. No, he's Christ consciousness. So as people become Christ conscious, everybody's going to think, oh, what do you think you are, Christ or something? It's not going to be easy nor fun.
Right.
But they
so
did
gets
put in the
shamed,
Bible.
It gets bastardized, whatever, right?
Right. In the Bible, God said, no, God didn't say it. The script writer was telling you, don't worry about it because you're going to be covered, because law of attraction will only bring good people into your life. When you become Christ conscious, you're full of love. People won't even meet you down the street in their car because they won't go there. It's not time for them yet. This is the truth. So the more and more you get enlightened and understand that everything should be using your heart in all means, in all ways.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Antakarana, you know the Antakarana? That symbol?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think so. Lex, please. I'm going to look it up while you're.
And also the symbol with the three harnessed legs. You know that, right? That sometimes is depicted on a shield. That's what I'm
trying to visualize it.
I call this sign the great bear ring. And could it be that using the symbol, so is the Antakarana the great bear ring without the mother?
Okay, so I'm looking at the Antakarana right now. It's based. I'll pull it up and bring it in, guys. Hang on a second. Yeah, I know what they're doing here, and this to me, unless somebody can prove something otherwise, Lex, this to me is their misunderstanding. I'm going to pull it in right here. Can you see this, guys? Yeah, this is the Antakarana. They're showing you a cube.
Yeah.
And the Indians run around the cube. Well, remember, he's trying to show. Leonardo da Vinci is showing you. When you're the physical form, you're in the cube. You want to get outside the cube. So if in India they're walking around the cube saying, "I'm outside of it, I'm not in it," then that would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
But why they're spinning around it and not being still is so just like all practices in religion stemmed from this gnosis, they've been misinterpreted, misguided, misused. Square
But that's-
thinking, but I know what you're saying, because then if you look at this symbol, it looks like a swastika in 3.
Yeah, that's my big question. I've been pondering around about it. Was the whole war about using the swastika too soon to base it on a leader instead of on the people?
Right.
So is the Antakarana depicting the great bearing, the bearing of our universe, what keeps us rotating, connected with the algorithm instead of the algorithm?
Yes.
That's
If
my big question, right?
Right. So
I know the swastika is the symbol for the Aquarius age, but was it really the symbol
No. It is not just for the Aquarius age, brother. It is
okay?
showing you. It's showing you on the circle of 60 that it's important, these 4 locations. This is where you rise in the east. This is where the Phoenix rising happens. This is the location where you get a new you, a new one. This is where you set. This is before you go into the underworld. Every night when the sun sets, it's the end of your day. It's 9s. It's telling you, look at the top of the chart. This is the MC, the midheaven. When things line up with the midheaven, I've gotten training from spirit. I go outside and I pray to the black moon, which is a node of the mother. And next thing you know, they send me a sign. They're telling you here, this is where love is. This is where your connection to love is from the physical. 7s is 7 color of the rainbow. The only number that's not divisible into 360 is the number 7 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7 means love. I had a premonition on that one given to me. So that's a beautiful thing anyway. And then 3033, that's the Trinity. In the bottom, this is where you get reborn. This is where you don't have to die on a cross, you get a Phoenix rising. This is 3 days after you die on the cross, you rise again. The meaning of dying on the cross means you're back dying into the cross. You're back on the cross. You're back on the wheel. Because when you die on the cross, you come back on the wheel, unless you reach Brahman, Christ consciousness, and remain as light.
So is that like alignment then? If you were on the cross or you were back into this knowing and in this zone, you're in alignment as well.
100%. You're in alignment, pure love.
Yeah.
The only meaning of alignment to become Brahman is pure love. You don't have to understand all these meanings and memorize these numbers. No, but to teach this as much as we can to the kids is important, because this will stem all cures. This will stem all things, all understandings, all knowings, free energy, all of it. Music is in here, people. A sample of it is in the book. I will be putting more into that next edition. I want to get back to Alexa. I looked at these other ones first because I seen the box, but if you see here, you got a circle here and then the box outside the circle. So this does make sense. They're individually showing you the box you're on the outside and the circle is on the inside. So this does make sense, Lex. The circle of 60 would be here and the swastika would be inside this circle.
It's like a cube, technically.
Yes, it's a cube inside a box.
So if you put a line across there, a line there, a line there, it's like a cube.
Right.
I'm seeing it. Interesting.
Right. And then I'll bring in the swastika here. And this is what I meant. The swastika would be inside this circle. All circles, all things manifest have that 60 repeating numbers to it. South at the top, north at the bottom, east to the left, west to the right. Any other questions?
So what is the purpose of that? So unless I missed something, why does that symbol, or how does that symbol fit into that circle there? So this expanded knowledge here fits into this. It's like it's microscopic. It goes in there, and then there's that image that you just showed us with the 3 sides that look like the cube. That goes in the middle of that. That's pretty.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. This is just another way of showing what Leonardo da Vinci said, and is another way of showing your physical body.
Oh,
So
okay.
the cube represents your physical body, and the circle represents your spirit. And that's why they have the point in the middle and that on the inside. But in reality, this should be in the middle of the cube. This is on the corner of the cube.
Now that you showed me this, I will ponder a little bit about it and maybe send you an email in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because I don't know if I really answered your question.
No, but something touches me very deeply. Okay.
Awesome. Please, because if there's something better that comes out of there, I would love to hear it. I just know that there's a lot of misunderstandings where you can just go around like Tammy just did and create the swastika. This is the all-knowing. 1011 9099 3033 7077. There's a lot of other beautiful patterns in here. There's a lot of things in here. It's absolutely incredible. Again, you don't have to become a physicist. You don't have to become a mathematician. I mean, you don't really need to know math other than what we just did. And then all sciences come together. This is the grand unified theory that Einstein and everybody else were trying to get after. This is all part of it that Ken Wheeler teaches. Ken Wheeler doesn't teach this part of it. This is something that we saw from a sax player. And then an astrologer, I forget his name off the top of my head. If it comes to me, I'll repeat it. It's always in my videos for thanking him. When I saw that, then right away, as soon as I saw that, I noticed that pattern, and then I flipped it around and rotated it and fit it on the cross. So we're doing all these handoffs of sharing information so we can move forward. There's all of us coming together. Anybody else question?